Adobe just dropped an update to Photoshop. Let's have a look at how to update it and see what the new features are. First thing we want to do is get the update. So go to the Creative Cloud on Mac. If you're on Windows, it'll actually be at the bottom right corner there. So one of the things you'll find is a redesigned Creative Cloud. So what you're going to do is go to the left where it says Apps. Click on Apps. And then on the right, you're going to see Manage Updates. But before we do, click on this little menu here, and we're going to choose to check for updates. So it's going to ping the servers at Adobe and download all the up-to-the-second updates. And here we go. Now we see Photoshop here, where we see Update Available. So I'm going to click the update here. This will take you to the window, and then choose Update. And now it will download an update. And the version right now is 25.5.1. Because this is a dot release, it's not going to install a new version of Photoshop. It's just going to update your existing version. So there's no reinstall necessary of any plugins or anything like that. And then when it's updated, you'll see it under Recent Updates. And we can just click Open to launch it. At any time, we can just click About Photoshop, and this will show you the version we're working on right here. And if you're getting any value out of this video, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, you won't miss any of my videos. The new feature I already made a video on last week, and that's the ability to create your own adjustment presets. Now these have advantages over LUTs and actions. One of them is I can roll over these presets and I can see exactly what it's going to do to the image before I apply them. So that's where the advantages over actions. So if I click to apply it, this is giving me an advantage over LUTs. What it does is it shows all the layers, all the adjustments, and the blend modes and everything used when I created them. So this gives me ultimate flexibility. So it puts everything inside a group, which means that we can adjust the overall intensity of it just by changing the opacity. But we can also go in and change anything we want. Double click, choose a new gradient, get a completely different look. Let's quickly make one. So I'll apply some adjustments. I'll speed this up so we don't spend time on the adjustment because that's not what this tutorial is about. Okay, so we've made this adjustment. There we are before. There we are after. We want to save this as a preset. Select all the adjustment layers. Go under Adjustments. And then just click the plus by your presets. We'll call it Color Tone. We'll save it. There it is. Let me delete it. If I want to apply it to the image, just simply click on Color Tone, brings back all those layers we can apply to any image. Undo it. We can, of course, use any of these other ones that I've created. And go to photoshopcafe.com/vault, and you can download any of these. Okay, for the next new feature, I'm just going to cut out a copy of our woman, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, so we're going to grab our object selection tool. We're going to choose Cloud and select Subject, and then Control or Command J. So all we're doing is we're just popping that cutout above it, and we're going to work in between. I'll even create a layer so you can see. So the next new feature has to do with the Contextual Toolbar. So this is the Contextual Toolbar here. Some people love it, some hate it. By the way, if you click here and we choose Pin Position, it will stay wherever we put it. So you could put it up in the toolbar out of the way, or you could have it over your image, depending on what suits you. So the big new feature in here is some type options. So even if you're not interested in type, stay with me for a few seconds. I'm going to show you 2 tips that will make all type look better. All right, so let's just make a selection, and we're going to apply some text to it. Notice it automatically does lorem ipsum, which is placeholder text, or we can go into type, and we can paste lorem ipsum and just give us more of it. Great. So I'm just going to quadruple click, and that will select all the text. And we can change some of the settings here inside of the toolbar. So let's go to something like let's go to a light. So if you look at any high-end brochure for any luxury items, you'll see the space between the lines is increased. The space is called leading. Let's increase the leading, and you'll see how much more classy this looks. So grab the type tool and quadruple click to select everything. Then this is the new feature here has been added. So now we can change the leading by simply dragging here, and we can increase the space between the lines. And if we look at that, notice how much nicer it looks. Let me give you the comparison. So you have everything jammed up like this. It looks cheap, looks horrible. Let it breathe, lots of space, and that will make your paragraph text just look better. Okay, so I just typed in some small text. I'm going to give you a tip. Have you ever looked at a road sign on a freeway? You'll notice that the space between the letters is set very far apart, which means you can read it from a greater distance, which also means it's easier to read at small sizes. So if we go in here, we have the option, the second option here is our tracking. And if we increase the tracking, now we can increase the space between the letters. So let's just go to, say, 150. And if you look at this versus, let me copy this, what is easier to read at this small size? Yes, putting that space in between. If you look at it, it's much easier to read the small type than it is when it's closer together. And if you want more type properties, just click on there and choose more properties, and that will open up the type panel. But not a huge update this time around, but let me know in the comments underneath if you're going to find these features useful. And if you want a more in-depth look into adjustment presets, check out this video that I created right here. And if you're new, welcome to the cafe. Consider hitting the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and you won't miss any of my tutorials. And until next time, I'll see you at the cafe.